Ancient Rome was the ultimate consumer city in antiquity, and supplying that city became very, very complicated when we're talking of a city of almost 1 million inhabitants. So you have a series of harbors that are constructed all over Italy on both sides of the peninsula, but it's right around the mouth of the Tiber River that the real activity would take place, particularly in the imperial period of time. You have the city of Ostia, and Ostia gets 2 imperial harbors next to it, Portus, that built by Claudius, and the inner harbor built by Trajan. And all the goods from those cities are going to be towed upriver by slave power or oxen. And where do the goods get deposited? Into warehouses, horrea structures. You can look at Ostia today in Portus and see many horrea structures. What about Rome? Where are those warehouse constructions? Well, as early as the 2nd century BC, you have very many of them constructed with the new material of concrete just south of the Aventine Hill. So crowded this area become, so much debris was dumped around it. We have lots of marble that gets dredged out of the Tiber River, and we have an artificial mountain constructed. Monte Testaccius is an artificial hill constructed with the discarded amphorae, or storage jars, that once contained olive oil from Spain. It's largely constructed in the 2nd century AD. The earliest port of ancient Rome is right by the temple of Portunus in the Forum Boarium. Initially, it is the only safe place to dock your ship. There's a natural beach that's created, in part because of the formation of the Tiber Island. And that emporium over time stretches on for miles in either direction on both sides of the Tiber River. On the TRANSTIBERIM, or Trastevere side, the former Urbis records many large horrean spaces. But horrea were located not just on the banks of the Tiber River on both sides, but also throughout the city. We also have a really well-preserved horreum space right in the heart of the Forum, the Horrea Grippiana. Horreum spaces didn't just contain staples, olive oil, wine, grain, but also luxury goods brought from all over the empire. Spices, cloths including silk, and very precious materials made of gold, silver, and bronze. The basic architectural form of a horreum space is having small, narrow entrances through which the goods were brought, and then you have a 2-storied structure with shops facing a central courtyard of 1, 2, or even 3 stories in height. The entire mechanism for supplying the grain and the foodstuffs to the city of Rome was known as the annona. And from the middle of the 1st century BC, the cost of grain and that supply becomes subsidized, and on the emperors, it becomes free. And when you have that mechanism in place, Rome is being fed and Rome is secure. But when that system breaks down and the goods are no longer imported, you cannot have a large population, you cannot have the great city of Rome anymore. And this is exactly what happens in the Middle Ages.